So it's Gigi and I am here today with my girlfriend Trisha, and today's video is not going to be anything funny or outrageous like usually the stuff that we try to do. Recently Trisha and I had like a little bit of a falling out. Like I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, and I don't know how you were feeling, but
it's just awkward when you're on YouTube and like have YouTube friendships, because if people don't see us like together then they start to wonder. But then of course I read like gossip forums and stuff and people kind of already guessed it, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know how to like say it.
Okay,
but, like...
so basically what happened was, you guys, if you haven't seen my Uber driver story video, it's basically a silly story time video where I was talking about myself going on a date with this guy who drove an Uber and asked me out through that, and it's basically this whole complicated story, but in the end I basically figured out that he had a girlfriend and was trying to get through me. But it turns out that I wasn't gonna say the girl's name on my YouTube channel because I didn't think that, you know, we were gonna be friends again or whatever. I didn't want to like publicize it or anything, like say the person's name, but the person was Trisha.
Yeah, and I kind of was a little shocked. So if you guys like watch my channel, I talked about like having a boyfriend, and then all of a sudden like, oh, your boyfriend just like mysteriously disappears and stuff. And he always told me like I'm not comfortable like being on camera and stuff, so I just wasn't able to ever show him. So then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Trisha's flirting with all these guys. Like what happened to your boyfriend? Everyone was saying and stuff like that. It was kind of weird. So the thing, just like a brief like preface real quick, is like me and Gigi had a falling out just from other things. Like there was stuff that people said was about me, that like her manager like tweeted something that like they said it was about me, and I was just like really offended, and I don't really like to bring up stuff, and then other stuff that we can't really talk about on YouTube, but just like little stuff. Bottom line is Gigi is like my sister, and when I watched the video of the Uber driver, I mean clearly I knew she was gonna do it because she did ask me permission for it, but Gigi's like just such a good person, and when I watched that video, like I can just tell like the sincerity of it, and like that she really didn't know. And I guess we can just get into the story of Mohammed.
It turns out that the guy was so much more crazy than I had thought. Like he literally was blowing up my phone. I blocked his number. I thought I had blocked his number, but he found a way to undo the block and was calling me and was saying, I'm gonna kill you. Like, oh, you don't publicize my name online. I gave none of his information, his last name, nothing.
I was like, oh my god, like give out his information, his phone number, like blow it up.
Yeah, but I was just like, I don't want that coming back to bite me. But I saw a side of him after, like literally we went on a date and he was pulling out my chair, being so fucking sweet, gentleman. Like I would have never thought that he could snap like that. And
he was texting me, he's like, I know you live alone, I know Gigi lives alone, like just watch out, like be careful, like all this like really threatening stuff. So like, okay, so he knows where I live, and there's like knock on my door, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't think it was him like off the bat, like that's not where my head went. I was just thinking like, I don't know, like neighbor dropping off mail, I don't know what it was. So then I look through the peephole and it's Mo. He lives closer to Gigi than me. I'm like, why is he harassing me? I look up, I tell him to like go away, like legit, no threats made at this point, whatever. I'm like, go away, and he's just like knocking, pounding, and then it just like,
so scary.
Yeah, it was like scary. And I remember like texting Gigi, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I think like maybe you should take the video down. I just didn't know, because at this point he's never just like showed up unannounced.
At that moment when you said he was harassing you, I was like, okay, today is the day that he's gonna kill us. Like he's off to Trisha first because she's further away, and then he's gonna come back and kill me and then just go home because he lives around the block.
Well, so then I hear like something like literally so loud come through my window, and it was like so loud, like it almost was like a bullet to me, but I was like, I mean I live high up, so I knew it was like a drive-by or something like that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was like actually scared. I was like like my heart was racing, all this stuff like that, and it was like a rock, like a simple rock came through, and I was like, it made such a loud noise though, and I was just like, whoa. But it scared me, regardless of a rock or whatever, it scared me, because I was like, oh my god, clearly someone's like out there, like whatever. I call the cops at this point because I don't like to like threaten like cop action, especially since I know him. I was just like, but I had to call the cops. The cops came, and he was still outside, and it was Mo, of course, and so
psychopath,
but like surprisingly, he wasn't like a psychopath, like being drug off. He was like literally just like calm. He was just like he was expecting it or something like that. It was like weird. So then I called Gigi, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, well, she didn't pick up, and then I texted her, I'm like, no, you have to call me like now, ASAP, 911, like call me. And then she calls me, and then I told her what had happened. So do we then?
And I was like, Mo's at your house? Oh my god, like thank god you called the cops, because you probably saved my life, because if he wasn't detained, he probably like honestly would have killed you and then probably come to me.
I don't know, to be honest, like I've never showed these signs, but here's where it like all like loops around, because it's, you don't know, and honestly I didn't feel threatened because I knew him. He's like super sweet, like polite,
so sweet, nice,
like yeah,
super charming.
Oh,
makes
for
you laugh.
sure, like kind of shyish, like just really quiet around like girls, whatever. Like this guy was like actually like fraudulent, like scammer, like we didn't even know. And so this is why I called Gigi, and I was like, oh my god, Gigi, you gotta like make an update video, because this guy was like scamming people under different pseudonyms, Fred, Patrick, Jason, like all this stuff. He worked in like strip clubs, I guess, like around like the valley, like weird Uber strip clubs, like just all this like shady stuff. This guy has like multiple charges against him, like he had to turn himself in and like all this stuff. So I mean, I'm not like 100% sure. I mean, I know he was definitely like had all these charges against him, and I guess he was like getting like deported. I don't even know. Like I was just like, and he's like, do you want to press charges? And I did not want to put like my charges against everything else. Like he has enough going on. Like he's gonna get in like trouble for a long time.
And basically the last thing that I heard from the cop was that we are safe and we shouldn't worry about him anymore.
And moral of that story is don't date Uber drivers.
I mean, oh god, the whole thing is so crazy to me.
I told Gigi
so
though,
scary.
honestly, and like maybe because I'm like older and like whatever, and I was like trying to be like condescending to her, but I was like, Gigi, like you need to not just give your numbers, because like when I was watching the video and I was hearing the conversation and she's like, okay, I gotta go, but you want to just take my number? I'm like, you don't just like give numbers to people you don't know. It's like, and granted, like I met him more organically, like it wasn't like he was hitting on me at his job, but like don't just like give your numbers out to random people and like go on dates with like random people. Like I mean, I guess that's how you do it, but like Uber, no.
I got what was coming to me for sure. Just thank God that I have a friend like Trisha.
Oh, I love
Honestly, thank you though, because if you didn't call the police and handle the situation while he was there, I probably would have been dead.
I don't know what he wanted. Like I don't really know. Like I don't get it. And maybe he just wanted to like date a pretty girl or whatever, but I don't know. In a way, it did bring us back together, I guess.
It did.
But it was like scary, and honestly, I think after going through like something traumatizing that with Gigi, like we're like nothing
way closer. Like we were near death, you know what I mean? Like a little simple fight like we were having before.
Oh my god, over like
it's like so stupid.
Friendships, pictures, taxes, like none of that
none of it matters.
We're just like we're
both here alive filming a video. Like it's like so it's like God's gift, you know?
Yeah, and I always feel like the way you like your story videos always have like a purpose to them, and it's just like be cautious, because people just like trust people, especially in LA. It's like just be cautious and of who you know, and even I mean it could be someone you're dating like me. You just don't know, and there's really no way of knowing, but just keep your guard up.
That night that I called you after the date was fucking epic. Like you were on a date with Muhammad.
I was livid though, because immediately I'm like, Gigi, I knew.
No, she thought that I did it on purpose. I was like,
100%.
I literally had no idea. Like you don't post pictures with men. I would have had no idea. She's like, you saw that online. I was like, no.
Oh yeah. I was like, Gigi knows. Like I thought she was being vindictive, and I was just like, oh really?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea. And if we knew,
no, yeah, 100%. No, but then when I saw your video and stuff, like I mean, because even when she called me, I was like not buying it. I was like, okay, like bye, like not talk to you. But then like when I saw the video, like I just know, and like she's like literally like my best friend. Like you are like literally sister. So and plus I saved your life, so you like owe me now.
Yeah, thank you for saving my life. I love you so much, and I'm glad to be here today.
I am too. Oh my gosh, you scare me. I gotta watch out for her. She's like my little sister in LA, because she's always going out and stuff, but not as much anymore. She's a nice guy now, and I'm very excited.
That's another video.
Whole other video.
But we basically just wanted to come to you guys today and let you know the full story, because I did give you guys a lot of the story, and so much went on with that. And you know, Trisha and I are back to being friends, and everything's okay again. So I just thought, you know, and he's detained or whatever, we don't have to worry about him anymore. So I just thought that it's time to give the full story, and just it is a learning lesson to everybody out there. Don't give your number out. Be super safe with who you keep around your circle.
It was too extreme, and I told Gigi to make the video, and then she's like, you should make it with me, and I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna do it alone if you're down and like we're friends again. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because it was just so intense. It was just like, it was just a crazy experience.
It was. Okay, but that's all for today's video. So yeah, until we see you guys next time, stay gorgeous, fishies. Mwah.